Hello and welcome into Rochester Regional Stadium. It's another edition of the Hot Dish here as Minnesota Aurora comes into town at RCTC to take on Rochester FC in the reverse picture. The first game of Aurora's season, it was a 5-0 victory for the squad from the cities, and then they followed that up with a 4-0 victory away at Chicago Dutch Lions FC. And then it was a home victory against RKC Third Coast, a 10-0 win for Aurora. For the other side, it's been a different story for Rochester. On the women's side, they've gone 0-3 to start the season, 3 losses for the Loons, all coming here at home or away at Aurora in the first game. It was a 1-0 loss to Bavarian United, a goal scored in the 10th minute for the team for Milwaukee. And then it was that 5-0 loss away to Aurora, followed up by a 2-0 loss at home to Green Bay Glory just last Wednesday. Rochester has been competitive in both of those games at home. They'll look to do the same here against Aurora, a side that has established their dominance early on in this USL W League history. Last year, going undefeated all the way to the final, where they ended up losing, ran through the table in the Heartland Conference, and they'll look to do the same again this year. Already off to a great start, undefeated at 3-0-0. And Rochester looking to pull off the upset here at RCTC Stadium. It's a great crowd, a lot of traveling fans from the Aurora fan base making their way down to your left side of the screen in the bottom left corner. A great turnout here at RCTC, and we'll have action for you when we return. We'll take a quick break here on the Rochester FC Network. We'll have kickoff when we return. Don't go anywhere. We're back here at RCTC Stadium getting ready for kickoff between Minnesota Aurora FC and Rochester FC. Take a quick rundown of the starting lineups, starting with the visitors in goal today. It's number 00, Olivia Groutman. Left back, Abby Ostrom. Center back pairing of Kelsey Kafusi and Tiana Harris. And right back, Kylie Olson. In the midfield for the Aurora, it's Hannah Adler, Vienna Benke, and Addison Wykers. Up top on the left is Brenlin Mullaney. Up top at striker is Sophie French. And at the right, Jelena Zabilic. A lot of these players played in that first game against Rochester FC, but a couple changes as well for the Aurora. On the other side for Rochester, it's 3 big changes coming into this game compared to the last game against Aurora, most notably at goalkeeper. Emma Knack comes in, makes her first start for Rochester FC, the St. Francis High School graduate who was one of the best goalkeepers in Minnesota high school history, 197 saves throughout her high school career. She'll be playing her collegiate soccer next year at South Dakota State. She starts in goal for the first time for Rochester FC. Left back, Lisa Mizutani. She's been transferring between center back and left back, wherever the team really needs her on this back line. Mizutani has been able to play. Center back pairing, Maddie Salas and Lindsay Birch. We saw that in the home opener as well against Bavarian United SC. Right back, Sarah Spelt. She made that transition from center midfield to right back and excelled in that game against Green Bay. In the midfield, holding down the center of the midfield, it's Sarah DeGaines and Jada Brown, 2 center defensive midfielders for Rochester. On the left, Duda Kiraz. In the middle, Abby Rutledge. And on the right, Ana Ricarte Pacheco. And up top at striker, number 11, Chelsea Brown. Rochester struggling offensively, still yet to score a goal this year. But they'll look to change that here as we get set for kickoff between Aurora and Rochester. Both teams making their way out. It's a hot one here in Rochester today. The sun's beaming down, but the wind's helping out a little bit. Slight breeze coming from left to right across your screen. And the Aurora fans have now made it in. 2 buses full with fans from Aurora, from the cities, making their way. This is the biggest attendance we've seen at a Rochester game this season, and it's mainly Aurora fans in their teal and navy. Rochester fans dispersed throughout the crowd, but Aurora has turned the stands teal and navy, and they've got the Revanchulette as well with their drums and flags. So they'll be on the bottom left corner of your screen here shortly. You can see their flags peeking in and out. It's going to be Rochester to kick off the ball. Scheduled kickoff for 3:30. It's 3:32 now. The men's team also playing currently. They're playing away at FC Manitoba. 2 games away in Canada in the span of 3 days. 2 days ago, they took down the Thunder Bay Chill 2-1 in Ontario. And starting this game off is Chelsea Brown back to the gains. It's over to the left with Mizutani, who goes up to Kiraz. Kiraz a little drag back, but the ball is pushed out of play. It'll be a throw in for Aurora. Aurora take it backwards. Here's DeGaines. Pressure early for DeGaines. It's over to Chelsea Brown. Surrounded by 3 Aurora players. She'll pull it back and look for support. Finds it in Jada Brown. Jada Brown goes between the legs of an Aurora player, but loses control of the ball. There's Wykers going back to Kafusi. And Kafusi goes over to Tiana Harris. Harris with space. Looks back inside to Wykers. Over to the left, looking for Brenlin Mullaney, but it just pops over her head. It'll be a throw in on the right side for Speltz. Throw in taken long, but it's into the path of Aurora. Worked out to the right side, and Kylie Olson. Over. It's Ricarte Pacheco. She's pushed off the ball, and she'll play back to Speltz, who will distribute upfield. And it's back to Ricarte Pacheco, who flicks one up to Speltz, but it'll run out of play. Throw in for Aurora on the far side. Birch gets in the way. She's held up by Aurora. It's a chance here in the box to cut inside. The shot, and it runs just long of the left post. An early opportunity for Aurora, but shot does not fall on target, and it'll be a goal kick for MN. MN here will take the goal kick, and she'll look long with this one, looking towards Kiraz and Rutledge. Instead, it's Wykers who steps in the way of it. It's another opportunity again for Aurora, but it's cleared away by Birch. Only as far as Mulaney on the left side. Mulaney cuts into her left, and Speltz tackles her, and it'll go off of Mulaney's foot. It'll be a goal kick. Good defensive stand there from Sarah Speltz. Played her freshman season at Northern State University and is transferring now to Wisconsin Lacrosse. Had an excellent freshman year at Northern State. And has made a transition from playing in the center of the park as a midfielder to playing right back, where she's excelled in the last game against Green Bay Glory. This one taken to Ricarte Pacheco, finding Rutledge, who will go back to Speltz. Speltz under pressure, back out to Rutledge. Up ahead, looking for Chelsea Brown, and Chelsea Brown's got space and speed. Chelsea Brown goes down with the ball. It'll be kept in play by Aurora. It'll be a throw-in for Rochester. And it looks like that one actually went out of play on the touchline, on the end line, excuse me, so it'll be a corner. First corner of the game goes to Rochester. Taken in by Pacheco. It'll fall out here to Mizutani. Mizutani will play back to Salas. Foul committed by Jada Brown, but that'll stop the Aurora attack, and it'll be a free kick here. It'll be Tiana Harris to take. She'll play quickly to Wykers, who goes back to Kafusi. It's going to be Knack to distribute. Work back inside to Kiraz. Plays quickly to Chelsea Brown, who's dropped back a little deeper. Was looking for Ricarte Pacheco. Instead, won in by Aurora up to French. French will play back to Kylie Olsen. And here is Olsen on the far sideline. She'll lift the cross in, but it's comfortable for MN in the end. And Knack will roll it out to herself. An update from Manitoba for the USL League 2 side. They were down 2-0 at halftime to FC Manitoba. But a penalty spot goal for Geoffroy Letienne brings one back for Rochester up in Manitoba. It's 2-1 now in Canada. This one taken down by Adler. Adler gets tackled hard by DeGaines, and Jada Brown comes up the ball. Brown looking for help. Can't find any. She pushes a couple of Aurora players off the ball and then gets fouled hard. No-nonsense tackle there on the far side from Vienna Benke. It's going to be Birch to take the free kick from inside her own half. Birch lifts this one long. It'll bounce in the box. And Aurora clears away only as far as Maddie Salas, who's got help to her left. She'll take it in Alyssa Mizutani. Up to DeGaines, who brings it down and holds on to possession for Rochester. It's up again the left side to Mizutani. In space, she's trying to play that through ball to Kiraz, but intercepted by a couple Aurora players, and now it's Kafusi driving in the middle, all the way out to Ostrom on the left side. Ostrom with space. Good interception there from Speltz. Speltz looking ahead to Brown again, but the pass is just a little far off. Seven minutes gone in this one, and it's been Aurora who've had the majority of the possession. Rochester have had a corner off of one counter from Chelsea Brown. Free kick upcoming for Aurora. It's going to be Harris to take. It's about 45 yards out. Knack has her line set 20 yards out, right outside of the box, and instead taken quickly to Olsen. Olsen trying to cross one in on the right side, but Kiraz steps in the way. Recycling possession is Aurora, but it's cleared away again, this time by Speltz. And a chance to break here for Ricardo Pacheco. But getting there first was Aurora. It's all the way back to Harris. Harris with acres of space, and now she's stepping into the midfield. Out wide to Adler. It's a turnover. Rochester with possession. It's DeGaines who will play back to Salas. And Mizutani releases up. Rochester not really stringing possession together here, just playing a long ball, kick and run style of play early on against the defending Heartland Conference champions. As Spelt steps in the way again, she's been on point so far from her right back position. Now she's looking ahead to Brown. Brown may have been in offside position, and the flag does go up, but it's positive again for Rochester. After the interception from Speltz leads to a quick counter opportunity with Chelsea Brown. Here's Harris. Looking ahead, stepped in by Mizutani, but winning it back there was Zbilic. Jelena Zbilic starting at right wing. She's made her way all the way over to the left side of the pitch. Now worked back inside. And outside it goes to Adler. Adler cuts into her left. Back to the defense for Aurora. It's all the way out to the left side with Ostrom. And back to Kafusi. Stepping in the midfield is Aurora, and it eventually falls to Adler. Adler pulls back. DeGaines wins a battle and clears up to Chelsea Brown. Brown looking to hold it up, instead loses out on possession. Rutledge wins the ball back. And here come Rochester with Ricardo Pacheco. Ricardo Pacheco to step over. It's a hard tackle on the left side with Ostrom, and Ricardo Pacheco goes down. It'll be another free kick, this time from inside of the attacking half of Rochester. Another chance to lift a set piece into a dangerous area for Lindsey Birch. The referee going over to have a conversation with Rochester head coach Mo Dedic. Probably complaining that there was no card shown on that one. A hard tackle there on Ricardo Pacheco. It's going to be Birch from 50 yards out. But a chance to put a dangerous ball in here for the player from UNO. She lifts one into the box. Good ball, but Harris clears away. It falls to Eduarda Quiroz. Quiroz looking to bring it down, but is cleared away by Aurora. Salas has options. She'll take it herself. Down the line goes Maddie Salas. Has it poked away by Aurora. And it falls to Gaines for Rochester. Her pass goes off of Adler, and then a little bit of grabbing there, and Gaines is going to get penalized. It'll be a free kick for Aurora. Already a better start to this game than the last one for Rochester. They conceded within 5 minutes away at the TCO Viking Stadium. So positive for Rochester here. Holding it scoreless, but a chance here for Aurora is cleared away by Lindsay Birch. Far side, it's Ricardo Pacheco looking ahead to Brown. Rutledge will now hold on to it. It'll be a throw-in for Aurora on the far side. Back to Harris. Harris is really the mastermind behind an Aurora offense. When they look to play out of the back, the ball will always find its way to Harris, and Harris is the one who distributes. And it's going to be a free kick here for Aurora. And who else but Tiana Harris to walk over and take it. Harris plays almost like a quarterback in American football. She'll take her space when it's given to her, and then she'll look to distribute out to her teammates. Lifts this one into the box. Headed away by Birch, and Rutledge gets another touch on it. It's played all the way back to Kafusi. And inside to Wykers, who goes back to Harris. And Harris has space. She'll take it. Rochester conceding space to Tiana Harris here, and she'll play a pass through, but it'll run all the way back to Emanak. Goes down comfortably to her left. She'll hold on to it and push Rochester forward. You wouldn't think of it with the score lines that Rochester has played yet, with a 1-0 loss, a 2-0 loss, and then the 5-0 loss to Aurora, but two really, really strong goalkeepers in the back for the Loons. Obviously, Emanak starting today. Her first appearance was at halftime. She came on against Aurora, only conceded 1 goal in the second half in that 5-0 loss. The rest of the time, it's been Coco Alcalde. She's been excellent for Rochester. She had 12 saves in the home opener against Bavarian and another 6 against Green Bay. Wearing the captain's armband today for Rochester, it's Jada Brown. Her first time with the armband. Now, usually it is Alcalde with the armband, but with her on the bench, it'll be delegated to Brown. Here's a shot in the box for Aurora, but it trickles wide of the left post. 15.5 minutes gone. Still 0-0 between Rochester and Minnesota Aurora. And it hasn't really been the one-sided game that everyone expected. Rochester have had their attacking opportunities. Here's a bad turnover, a chance for Aurora. And it's pulled wide of the right post. Rochester looking to play out of the back, and Emanak and Sarah Speltz just not on the same wavelength. And so it'll be another goal kick for Emanak. And she'll look to go a little bit longer with this one. And she does get it out to midfield, and Jada Brown heads it forward, but Ostrom recovers. For Aurora, she's driving down the left side. Good pass inside to French. French will hold up play. Inside to Adler, and back outside to the left it goes. There's Mulaney lifting one in and headed away by Mizutani. French gets it back out, but Ricardo Pacheco heads away. It'll be a throw-in on the far side for Aurora. Cleared away by Mizutani. Rochester working away. Here's Ricarte Pacheco cutting inside. Has help in Rutledge. Rutledge looking to her right. Finds Mizutani, who's got space on the left. Big touch from Alyssa Mizutani. Still looking for support. She'll play all the way back to Jada Brown. Brown will work it to Salas, and back to Mizutani it goes on the left. Kiraz cutting inside. Trying to lose Olsen, and does. Kiraz gets past Olsen, a chance to lift one in the box. Looking back post for Rochester. Ricarte Pacheco there. A little bit of contact there between Ana Ricarte Pacheco and Olivia Groutman of Aurora. And the referee going over to have a conversation with Ricarte Pacheco. It'll be a free kick here for Groutman. Played up ahead to French, who drops it back, and the through ball for Aurora. Looking for Hannah Adler, but it runs just long, and Rochester will have a throw. Taken quickly by Mizutani, and it's a turnover. And French has a chance to hold up play. Long shot taken by Aurora, but it's easy in the end. It's Village who lifted that one towards net, and MN went out to collect. Kiraz lifts one up ahead, looking for Chelsea Brown, who brings it down. Brown trying to take a touch forward, and instead hits it off the inside of her shin, and it'll roll harmlessly back to Groutman. Here's DeGaines, working inside with Rutledge, and Rutledge will go back to Salas. French applying pressure, and Salas does well to find Kiraz. Already got the better of Olsen once, and she's looking to do it again is Kiraz. But Olsen wins the battle this time. She'll lift away, and French will let it run out of play off of Mizutani's head. DeGaines a big tackle, but Aurora attack again. Here's French, intercepted by Birch, who clears away. Down the left side it goes with Ostrom. Lifting one in, and it's right into the hands of MN who collects. It really has been a tale of two different sides this season. Aurora scoring 19 goals, haven't conceded one yet this season. On the other side, Rochester have conceded 8 and have yet to score. Knack was looking for Kiraz there on the near side, but bounces a little too high for her, and it's a throw in for Aurora. Inside to French. Back outside to Mulaney. Mulaney cutting in on the left side. Plays it back. Shot deflected by Rochester. It'll roll all the way back out to Kylie Olsen, who has a chance, and it'll go over the bar. Kylie Olsen got all of that one, a rocket towards the net, but it goes over the bar. Doesn't test Emanak. And it'll be a goal kick. Kiraz loses control of it. Harris, pressure applied by Chelsea Brown, and Harris does well to release to Mulaney on the left side. And Mulaney gets it back from Ostrom. Mulaney with space. Up ahead to French. French, a long touch. It'll run out of play for her on the far side. It's been positive so far for Rochester in this game. A decent amount of possession, a lot more than the away game at TCO Viking Stadium, but also rotation coming in for Aurora. The most notable starter missing from the last game for Aurora, Kat Rapp, who scored a brace to start scoring. Scored the first 2 goals in that 5-0 win for the Aurora against Rochester. She's on the bench today, so she's not starting. And it's a chance here on the left side. Driving in is Aurora. The cross comes in. It's off Lindsay Birch. It deflects out for a corner. First corner of the game for Aurora. It's going to be Addie Wykers to take. Wykers will deliver an in-swinger with her right foot. Lifted. Harris with the header. But it's well wide of the post. And goal kick for Nag. Harris found herself free there. No Rochester player around her. She probably could have taken that one down and lifted a volley towards the net. She had that much time. Harris was one of the later additions to this Aurora squad, coming from Kent State University. There's a tackle by Ricardo Pacheco, but the ball will find its way free. Dangerous pass back. Chelsea Brown almost stepping in the way of it, but it's Harris who recovers. And now it's Sarah DeGaines. The pass from Rutledge is off, and Adler will distribute out wide to Mulaney. Back inside to Adler. Birch steps in and clears away. She lifts that one well over the fence. That's going into the disc golf course behind RCTC. Throw in by Aurora, goes back to Ostrom, who lifts across in. It's a good-looking ball, but no one's there on the backside of the play to push it back towards goal. It'll be a throw-in deep in defensive territory for Rochester. Rutledge clears away. Looking for Chelsea Brown, and Harris gets ahead on it. Worked back up to Mulaney by Aurora. Here's Mulaney. Has Ostrom to her left, but well overplayed that ball, and it'll be a throw in on the far side for Speltz. For the men's side, it's the 75th minute, still a 2-1 scoreline. As Jada Brown gets fouled there. Cleared away by Aurora, right into the path of Sophie French. French defended by Brown, and French slipping, trying to lift one towards goal, and it's going to be a throw in here for Rochester. Pressure coming from Rochester, but Harris dribbles through it. Shoulders Rutledge off the ball. Here is Wykers. She'll hold on to possession and play back to Ostrom, who goes all the way across the field to Harris. Harris, once again, taking her space. No one from Rochester coming out to challenge her. She's lifting one in, looking for Adler. Brought down well, flicked up by Adler, and MN comes out off her line to collect. MN has been on top of her game so far with her positioning. Dangerous ball in there from the Aurora. Hannah Adler was there on the end of it. Flicked it over Birch, but MN comes out to collect. Knack was looking for Ricardo Pacheco. But it's a turnover, and here's French with a chance. Defended by DeGaines. Still driving. She goes down in the box, but not enough contact deemed for a foul, so it'll be a goal kick for MN. Well, after a pretty even first 15 minutes, it's been all Aurora these past couple. They've gotten the majority of the chances. Mizutani stepping in hard. She draws the foul. As Jelena Zbilic. The foul is called on. It'll be a free kick here for Mizutani. Mizutani plays long. Touchdown, but right into the path of Kiraz. Kiraz looking to go to her left foot on the outside, but stepping in the way is Kylie Olsen. Played back to Wykers. Will go all the way back to Harris and over to Kathusi. Throw in from Speltz goes off of Jada Brown and out of play. Ball ahead is intercepted by Ricardo Pacheco. She plays ahead to Brown. Looking to go one time outside to Kiraz, but Brown's pass is intercepted by Olsen. Half an hour gone, still 0-0 between Rochester and Minnesota Aurora. And half an hour in, it's a water break called by the referee. It's once again, it's hot, it's humid here in Rochester. And the score is deadlocked. Still 0-0 between the Loons and the Aurora. We'll be back after a quick break right here on the Rochester FC Network. Back in action here at Rochester Regional Stadium between Rochester FC Minnesota and the 2022 USL W runners-up, Minnesota Aurora FC. Team that went undefeated in conference play last year, made it all the way to the USL W League final before falling. And a team that started off their season with 3 straight victories, outscoring their opponents by 19, and of those 19 goals, it's been 11 different players to put them in for Aurora. They've been getting scoring from just about everywhere on the pitch. Mizutani cutting inside, plays to Jada Brown. Brown pushed off the ball by Banky. It's back to Wykers. Wykers looking to distribute. She'll play outside to Ostrom. And Aurora keep advancing. Here's Kafusi inside. Adler back to Banky, who goes outside, and now it's back to Adler. Great passing move here from Aurora, but Jada Brown cuts it out, and Emma Knack will release. Big header from Kafusi. It's attempted to be cleared by Jada Brown, but hits the wrong part of her foot, and it goes backwards, so it'll be a throw-in for Aurora in the attacking zone. Next up for Aurora after this match, they host Chicago Dutch Lions before traveling again to Chicago to take on Chicago City SC. And Emma Knack gets down to her right and saves comfortably. Emma Knack's kick a little flat there, and it falls right to Aurora. Ball goes off the hand of Ricardo Pacheco, but play on, says the referee. Worked outside is Village. It's Village cutting inside. On her left, the pass goes in. Lindsay Birch intercepts, and Ricardo Pacheco will hold on to it. She'll control it on the far right side. Tackled by Mulaney. It'll go out of play for Rochester throw-in. Looking ahead was Rutledge, but it ball just over the touchline, so it'll be a throw-in for Aurora. Quiroz goes out wide to Mizutani. Mizutani looking ahead for Brown, but the pass misplayed and instead finds Ostrom. Long ball from Wykers over the head of Speltz. Here's Mulaney cutting inside. Cleared away by Salas. And then Birch again. Headed down by Aurora, and they'll reset offensively. It'll be worked back to Harris. Really sucks about these two teams playing twice this early on in the season. They won't really get to see each other at their best. The first matchup between the two sides was Aurora's first game and Rochester's second, and this one, both teams' 4th game of the season. Won't get to see them with fully healthy squads either side, and won't get to see them fully developed and coached throughout the season for the two sides from Minnesota. This will be the last time they meet this season. On the right side, it's Spillage. Cutting inside to her left foot. Trying to lift one in to the back post. But her and Brendan Mulaney not on the same page there. It'll be a goal kick for the Loons. .37 minutes gone now. Still 0-0 between the two sides. Birch trying to clear one away, but it deflects off of an Aurora player. It'll roll out the back for a goal kick. An update from Canada, 2 more goals for FC Manitoba. It's now 4-1. So it looks like Rochester's unbeaten run in USL League 2 will come to a close after their second game in 3 days against FC Manitoba. MN lifts one ahead, looking for Rutledge. It'll fall to Kiraz. Up ahead to Brown. Brown with space on the left side, but intercepted well by Olsen. And Olsen will go back to Groutman. Ricarte Pacheco touches out of play. It'll be a throw-in at the halfway line for Aurora. Ostrom will take. Another throw-in for Aurora. This one won by Jada Brown, but she'll try and flick it over, but instead it'll go out of play for another throw-in on the far side for the Aurora. Hard tackle by Rochester, and it's going to be yellow for Sarah Speltz. The first card of the game goes to Rochester and Sarah Speltz in the 40th minute. So the yellow card means a free kick will be upcoming for Aurora. Two-player wall for MN in net, and a dangerous free kick for Aurora. Lifted in. Knack makes her way out. It's in the net. And who else but Tiana Harris to put it in for Aurora? The center back gets her head on it and gets it right over the outstretched hands of MN for the first goal of the game. What a ball played in on the outside on the free kick, and what a header from Tiana Harris. So Rochester go down 1-0 against Minnesota Aurora FC. The 40th minute goal from Tiana Harris off the free kick. After the yellow card that was distributed to Sarah Speltz. Here is Speltz on the outside to Ricarte Pacheco. She gets tackled hard. It'll be a free kick for Rochester. Ricarte Pacheco has stayed down. She's been struggling with injury this whole season. Had a slight ankle fracture in the first game against Bavarian that caused her to miss the next game, that away game against Aurora. And then went down again against Green Bay with a leg injury. Birch stands over this one. She drives it low. It's into the path of Aurora. Sophie French looking to go wide, but it'll run out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Mizutani and Rochester. Up ahead to Chelsea Brown. Brown looking to hold it up. It'll go out of play to Rutledge, but it's going to be Aurora's ball. So after defending so well for the first 40 minutes, it's a set piece where Aurora grabbed their first goal of the contest. Tiana Harris headed it home as Salas clears away. Jada Brown gets in the way of that throw-in, but it'll go out of play for another throw-in for Aurora on the far side. Couple minutes left in regulation here in the first half. And it's another foul committed by, this time by Jada Brown. So it's another free kick from a dangerous spot. And up again comes Tiana Harris for Aurora. Looks to be Adler on the far side, lifting it in towards net, punched away by Knack. And Ricardo Pacheco gets another slight touch on it, but it's back out to Adler. Adler going back to Ostrom. He'll go off of Jada Brown and out for a corner. So the pressure coming now from Aurora. Already put one in the back of the net. Corner lifted in. Knack was lost in the box there a little bit. Great ball in from Weikers, who gets it back. Weiker looking again. Headed on, but cleared away by Chelsea Brown. And Jada Brown pushed it away for good. Rutledge wins the ball back for Rochester. Trying to find Birch. Instead, it's a turnover. And Emma Knack gets down and makes a save for Rochester. Keeps the lead at 1. And again for Aurora. Here's Mulaney on the far side. Cuts in to her right foot, but it's comfortable for Knack in the end. Birch trying to clear it away, but it's right into the path of Aurora. Big tackle on Jada Brown. It'll be a free kick for Rochester. And Sophie French gets away with one there. Dangerous tackle on Brown, but no card shown. Birch will take the free kick long. Worked out to Zbilic. Touched away by Rutledge, and DeGaines has it now. DeGaines looking on the left side to Kiros. Well won by Olsen. Dangerous pass out by Groutman, and Mizutani collects. On the left side, here's Mizutani still driving. She'll cut back to Kiros. Kiros looking for Brown inside, and Harris steps in. Big tackle from Brown. Harris is down. It's a yellow shown to Chelsea Brown for the tackle. So yellow card shown in extra time here. So the hard tackle from Chelsea Brown on Tiana Harris, but Harris is back up and moving. And the referee immediately after that tackle called the trainers onto the field. Harris still looks to be in a little bit of pain there after the sliding challenge from Chelsea Brown. Taken long by Kafusi. Mizutani finds DeGaines. And there's the call for halftime. It's 1-0. The lone difference, a 41st minute header by Tiana Harris off of a free kick. Makes the score 1-0 in favor of Minnesota Aurora FC. Rochester will have to score their first goal of the USL W League season if they want to find a way back into this one. 45 gone, 45 to go here at RCTC Stadium. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 15 minutes after the halftime break on the Rochester FC Network. Back for the second half here at RCTC Stadium between Rochester and Aurora. It's been pretty evenly contested game. Aurora obviously have had the better chances since they put one in. The goal is scored by center back Tiana Harris in the 40th minute off a set piece. Couple of substitutions to run through for both sides, but we'll wait to get those confirmed before we run them by you here on the broadcast. First up for Aurora, we've got corner opportunity. It's going to be Adler to take. We do know who's gone off for Aurora. The first substitution is Village comes off. Kylie Olsen comes off, as well as Vienna Banky. So three players off for Aurora. As the corner comes in from Adler. It's a dangerous ball headed away by Rochester's Ricardo Pacheco. Mizutani in a battle with a few Aurora players. A dangerous ball. MN comes in. Commanding of her box is Emanak, and she collects the cross. Looks to release, and she does. It's a high one looking ahead to Brown, but it's off her path, and it'll roll all the way back. It's Elizabeth Rapp there. Shot lifted over by Aurora. So it'll be a goal kick for Knack. Knack has played well today. Her first start in Rochester colors. Her first appearance also came against Aurora, the second half of that game away at TCO Viking Stadium, where she held Aurora to 1 goal. This one will run back to Chelsea Brown, who's made the switch from striker to right back in place of Sarah Speltz. Coming on in her place is Rebecca Cook. Rebecca Cook, just a high school junior who finished up her junior year at Lourdes. Plays with a Lourdes teammate of hers, former Lourdes teammate of hers, in Lindsay Birch, who went on to play college soccer, who plays college soccer at University of Nebraska, Omaha. There's Cook poking one away. And Cook's been really excellent for the Rochester FC Youth Academies. She traveled to Tampa to play in the USL Academy Cup for the Rochester team. There's a team of a U17 team that Rochester took down to play in a U19 division. And Rochester understandably went 0-3, lost all 3 games during that Tampa trip. Becca Cook did score a goal, though, for Rochester. Good through ball. Looking ahead to the substitute, it was Catherine Rapp. She's the one who scored the first 2 goals in the reverse picture at TCO Viking Stadium. So Elizabeth Rapp and Catherine Rapp on for Aurora, as well as Ariana Del Moral. The Gaines plays one off of Ricardo Pacheco. This one up ahead by Rapp. Defended well by DeGaines. Cleared away by Cook. And with Chelsea Brown making the step back into right back to cover for Sarah Speltz, it's now Jada Brown up top for Rochester. There's Ricardo Pacheco winning in. Here's Jada Brown. Defended by Harris. Brown gets past Harris, but it takes a long touch off of her left foot. It'll be a throw-in for Rochester. Jada Brown more naturally a forward, but has switched between those positions, playing center, defensive mid, and striker for this Rochester FC team. Plays as a forward for the Belize national team as well. She's scored 2 goals and 4 caps for the Belize women's national team. There's a long throw from Brown into the box. Flicked on by Cook, but it's into the path of Aurora. We have a chance to counter. Onto the right side, it's Mulaney. Defended by Mizutani. Huge stop from Mizutani, and she'll turn and take her space. She's dragged down from behind. Stays with it. Mizutani finds Cook, and then goes back to Mizutani, who lifts ahead to Ricardo Pacheco. Ricardo Pacheco in an offside position. But what about that run of play there from Lissa Mizutani? The big tackle, holding on to possession, gets dragged down from behind by Mulaney, stays on her feet, and then distributes out wide. Incredible play there from the left back. Up ahead to Adler for Aurora. Driving is Aurora. No pressure put on by Salas just yet. Lifted in and cleared away by Brown. Rutledge out to Kiraz. Kiraz looking for the return pass to Rutledge, but played a little long. To the near side, it's a throw in for Brown. Trying to find Ricardo Pacheco, but the touch runs out of play. It'll be another throw in for Aurora. Inside looking for French. Her pass back to Adler. Worked outside. Here's Birch. It'll be a corner for Aurora. Well away by Knack, but it's another opportunity here for Aurora. Worked outside to Adler. Be a free kick for MN Aurora. 1-0 the scoreline. It was a 41st minute goal from Minnesota Aurora center back, Tiana Harris, who headed home from a free kick. This one played back to Groutman. Groutman outside to Kafusi. Over to Harris, who clips one ahead, looking for Adler. Headed on by Mizutani. Mizutani still battling for it. And eventually it ends up with DeGaines. And DeGaines will play it all the way back to Knack. Knack goes one time into the midfield. Headed up by Aurora. Flicked on into the path of Catherine Rapp, but Chelsea Brown recovers. Options for Adler. Adler takes her space, shoots with her left foot, but it's well over the bar. Doesn't test MN in the end. This one ahead by Knack, looking for Cook. Touch out of play by Aurora, so it'll be a throw in on the near sideline for Chelsea Brown. Once again, Brown started the game at striker, has moved over to right back in place of Sarah Speltz. Carter Pacheco looking to flick that one on, but out of play goes for an Aurora throw in. Here's Ostrom looking to the other side, but headed away by Mizutani. Inside by Cat-Rap. Cat-Rap will recycle. Has options. Will play it to Wykers. And Wykers will go back to Harris. Over to the other side to Elizabeth Rapp. Elizabeth Rapp looking to put one in with the outside of her boot, but it's defended well by Rochester. But high press from Aurora and a chance to win it back. Here's French. Sophie French on the far side. Play it back to Mulaney, who lifts one deep into the zone, but it'll run out of play over the end line. It'll be another goal kick for Rochester. Rochester's managed just one shot in that first half. Aurora with 11. And once again on the men's side, a 4-1 loss for Rochester. Away at FC Manitoba, their second match in 3 days. So they played away at Thunder Bay, won that matchup 2-1. Had a travel day where they drove 9 hours to Winnipeg and then took on Manitoba today. And so that loss ends their unbeaten streak. Here's a long shot from Adler. Getting in the way is Maddie Salas. It's the first loss of the season for the USL League 2 squad as there's Lisa Mizutani intercepting. Playing it back to Salas, who's looking ahead to DeGaines, but a little too long. But DeGaines wins it back. Here's Cat-Rap driving inside. Takes a shot and still has space. Out wide it goes to Mulaney. Defended by Mizutani. Mizutani does well and gets another block and forces a corner. Corner on the far side, it's going to be Adler. Adler will have the outswinger with her right boot. A substitution here. Substitution for Aurora, their fourth substitution of the game out of the 7 that they're allotted. It's number 9, Christelle Yawa, coming on for number 3, Sophie French. So a like-for-like change up top as there's the corner lifted in. Cleared away by Rochester and Mizutani eventually with the clearance away. So Yawa comes in for French. French has had a pretty productive game so far, just hasn't found that final product in front of net. But she's been dangerous for this Aurora squad, and Yawa just fresh legs up top for Aurora. Another corner here for Aurora at the 60-minute mark. 30 minutes left to go in this one. It's been a much better game than the reverse fixture for Rochester from a scoreboard standpoint, but also from a style standpoint. In that first game away at TCO Viking Stadium, it was a lot of defending, and then even more defending and more defending for the Loons. They've had their attacking opportunities here, Rochester. Just haven't been able to put it together in the final third, and that's been the story for Rochester this whole season. This one worked back to Mizutani, who brings it down. She gets fouled by Catherine Rapp. Mizutani will hold up play. Substitution for Rochester coming off, is Abby Rutledge, making way for Jenny Reyna. And one more change up top for the Loons. As a free kick runs long, it's Melanie Ledoux coming on. A little bit of a mistake there from the PA announcer, is getting her numbers mixed up, but the substitutions for Rochester are Jenny Reyna on for Abby Rutledge and Melanie Ledoux on for what looks like Eduarda Quiroz. So Quiroz comes off, Ledoux comes on, Melanie Ledoux comes on, and Rutledge goes off, and Jenny Reyna comes on. Reyna, another product of the Rochester Youth Academy. Another one of those players who played away in Tampa in the USL Academy Cup and excelled in her high school play as well at Mayo High School. Here's the free kick from Mizutani, driven in deep and well over the crossbar. Big leg from Lisa Mizutani. It's goal kick for Groutman, who takes it short to Kafusi. Over to Harris. Harris, the lone goal scorer in this game. A header in the 41st minute. Up ahead, Mizutani steps in the way. Christelle Uwal wins it back for Aurora. Ricarte Pacheco steps in the way, and now here's Ledoux. Ledoux looking ahead, trying to find Jada Brown. Mizutani, another big tackle. Mizutani's been a force there on the left side for Rochester. Here's Jenny Reyna. Jenny Reyna will go back to Chelsea Brown. Brown up ahead for Cook. It'll run just long. It'll throw in deep in the defensive zone for Aurora. Rochester slowly creeping more and more forward. They're applying that pressure a little bit higher up the pitch, not allowing Harris and not allowing Kafusi that much space in the back. And with only 25 minutes left, it makes sense. Fifth substitution for Aurora. Lydia Rupert comes in. Off goes Brendan Mullaney, who started the game on the left side, switched over to the right side at halftime, making way for Ariana Del Moral, who came in to play on the right. But you look across this Aurora bench, and no matter who comes on, you're not losing quality. Every substitute has a chance to make an impact for Aurora. Here's Hannah Adler looking out wide, finding Rupert. Lydia Rupert now, defended by Mizutani. Another big tackle for Lisa Mizutani. Mizutani has been virtually unbeatable on that left side for the Rochester defense. This one lifted in, but Emma Knack will let it run out of play. Here's Knack. Into Uwa for Aurora. She's closed down by 3 different loons and no one able to make the tackle, and now it's outside to Rupert. Intercepted by Mizutani. Ledoux looking ahead to Brown. It eventually finds its way to her, and it's put out of play by Harris. Good pass inside for Aurora. Chance here for Uwa. Stepping in is Salas. The cross comes in from Uwa. It's deflected by Birch and into the hands of Emanak. Emanak boots it up the pitch. No one there for Rochester, and it's another chance for Aurora to come right back up the other side. To the left side with Ariane Del Moral. Inside to Uwa. Uwa, the through ball. Closing down on it is Emanak, and she gets a crucial touch, and then Lisa Mizutani comes in and cleans up the damage. Huge stop there from Knack, who got the first touch, and then Mizutani, who cleaned up the damage to keep the scoreline 1-0 in favor of the Aurora. The cross comes in, and it's out of play. It'll be a goal kick for Emanak with 20 minutes left in regulation between Rochester FC and Minnesota Aurora FC. Birch misses on the clearance, and Chelsea Brown will get an attempt at it, and she finds Cook. A great clearance from Brown to Cook up ahead, looking for Reyna. Reyna, good play with her back to goal. Plays back to Brown. That pass runs a little long. A chance for Catherine Rapp to get onto it. Here's Cat Rapp, driving inside with her right foot. Finds a layoff pass, and it's another pass over to the right side. The shot taken. Big save from Emanak. Emanak getting down, making the save with that left forearm, pushing it out of play for a corner kick on the far side. But Aurora still on the offensive. Rochester yet to find an answer. It's any goal scored this season, really. It's going to be Adler to take on the far side. Again, you got Tiana Harris in the box, as well as Christelle Uwa, who just came on, and Catherine Rapp in there, always a dangerous player for Aurora. So a couple of options in the box for the Aurora on the corner. Here's Adler to take. Well wide, it's touched away by Reyna. Back inside to Rupert, who goes down the line to Harris. Harris was offside, so it'll be a free kick for Rochester. Here's Cook on the near side. Doing well to keep it in, and Brown goes ahead, but it's only as far as Harris. Touched on by Ledoux. The clearance comes from Groutman. Out wide it goes. Looking for Uwa, but Salas gets it back and finds Birch, and it'll be Emanak who will dive on top of it. Knack will go long with it, looking for Jada Brown. Almost had her, but it just bounced below Jada Brown's outstretched foot. Back it goes to Groutman, and here comes the press from Rochester. Harrison side to Wykers. Up ahead to Catherine Rapp. Rapp's got space to drive, closed down by DeGaines. Outside it goes. Cutting in is Del Moral, goes across the face of goal to Adler. Adler outside to Rupert. Rupert's cross is well out of play. It'll be a goal kick. That just goes to show how effective Aurora can be at multiple phases of the game. They've done it well on the counter, and then from there, that ball traveled all the way from Groutman, just tic-tac-toe up the field for Minnesota Aurora, and they got a chance on the cross at the end, but Rupert unable to get a good delivery into the box. But the passing from Aurora, they can beat you through speed, they can beat you through passing. Just a really complete team this Aurora team is. Going short with it is Knack and Chelsea Brown over to DeGaines. DeGaines splits two defenders into Jenny Reyna. Reyna loses the ball. And inside it goes to Cat Rapp again. Scored 2 goals against Rochester already in the first game. Yet to score in this one. Big tackle from Mizutani to force another corner for Aurora. It's going to be Wykers over to take. She'll have Cat Rapp with her. Now Melanie Ledoux comes in to defend one of the two players. She'll get help from Chelsea Brown. And it goes quickly to Rapp. Rapp lets her run back to Elizabeth Rapp. And now Catherine Rapp, the shot touched away by Emma Knack. A huge save from the goalkeeper. Emma Knack just graduated high school a few days ago, and now she's made a save to keep the game 1-0 in favor of Minnesota Aurora. The corner comes in. It'll bounce in the box. It'll fall to Harris. Harris trying to put one in, but it'll go out of play for a goal kick. Big ball from Mizutani, looking ahead to Jada Brown. Excuse me, that's Cook running onto it. Pushed off the ball by Harris, and it'll run out of play for a goal kick. Here's the ball to the outside. Looking for Lydia Rupert was Aurora, but unable to find her. Runs too long. It'll be a throw-in. 15 minutes left to go. It'll be a quick water break here between Minnesota Aurora and Rochester FC. Still 1-0. Still the goal in the 41st minute by Tiana Harris. The lone difference in this one. We'll take a quick break here on the Rochester FC Network. We'll be back with action when we return. Getting ready to resume action here at RCTC Stadium. On the far sideline, it's Lissa Mizutani with the throw-in. She'll look long, looking for Becca Cook. Finds her. Becca Cook does well to spin out, but runs into 3 Aurora defenders. Aurora working around the back line, finding Abby Ostrom. Ostrom defended well by Chelsea Brown. A chance to break for Rochester. Chelsea Brown cuts it back. Brown driving inside, looking up ahead, finds Becca Cook. The offside flag comes up on Cook. Chelsea Brown aggressive there from the right back position, but caught out Abby Ostrom a little bit and had a chance to turn the counter for Rochester. Mizutani touches up, looking for Cook again. This one cleared away by Aurora. Looking up ahead again to Rupert, and this one taken quickly. Brought down well by Aurora. Here's Yawa running into the box. A shot. Another big save from MN. How about that from the Rochester goalkeeper? Corner taken short. Driving into the box. A shot taken off the volley by Aurora, but it runs far of the post. It'll be a goal kick for MN. MN with a goal kick. Brought down well by Christelle Yawa. Intercepted by Rochester. The ball goes off of Jada Brown. Brown holding on to possession. Will play it back to Birch. Birch looking up to DeGaines, whose touch is high, but brought down well into the path of Chelsea Brown. And it runs out of play off of DeGaines. It'll be a quick throw in taken, finding Catherine Rapp. Rapp loses it, but it goes to Ostrom, who goes over to Del Morel. Del Morel cutting inside, and Jada Brown's there for Rochester. DeGaines working out to Ricardo Pacheco. Numbers here for Rochester. Looking ahead to Jenny Reyno, but the pass from Ricardo Pacheco is well off the mark. It'll be a turnover, and with 8.5 minutes left to go, still 1-0. The only goal from Tiana Harris in the 41st minute. Off the free kick. It's been Aurora who have dominated the second half, but it's been MN who stood tall in net for Rochester. Substitution for Aurora. It's another Rapp. It's Rami Rapp this time. So 3 Raps on the field right now. Catherine Rapp, Elizabeth Rapp, and Rami Rapp. All 3 of the Rapp sisters on the field now. Good 1-2 on the inside from Aurora. Clipped into the box. A chance for a header on the inside, but over the head of Yawa. And it'll be a goal kick for Rochester. So the triplets for Minnesota Aurora, and one of the twins on the field right now for Rochester. It's Melanie Ledoux. Kristen Ledoux on the bench right now for Rochester. Rami Rapp will play college soccer at Coastal Carolina. Pass on the inside. Mizutani wins it back. She's looking long, trying to find Reina. Reina can't get there in time. Catherine and Elizabeth Rapp both at Florida International University. Throw in here for Ostrom. Cutting inside is Cat Rapp. Another touch inside, but it's Emanak will come out, and the shield from Birch means that Emanak can collect. Emanak up again, looking for Mizutani. Mizutani flicking it on. Mizutani's made her way up the field. She's now playing left midfielder. Melanie Ledoux dropping back in her place. Mizutani, the dummy, but Harris will collect and go back to Groutman. 5 minutes left in regulation in this one. It's been all Aurora in the second half, but it's been Emanak standing tall in the back for Rochester. Looking up ahead, the touch from Rupert goes out of play. Chance for Rochester to attack. Mizutani looking ahead. Winning the ball on the far side is Mizutani, looking for help in the box. It'll be a corner for Rochester. Their first of the second half. Corner on the far side. It's going to be... Looks like Ricardo Pacheco to take. It's high. Into the box. A chance for the Gaines. It falls. Headed away by Harris. Only as far as Mizutani. Mizutani, the shot deflected. It falls back to Mizutani. Mizutani cuts inside. On her left foot. Lisa Mizutani, the crossbar. So close to scoring the first goal in W League action for Rochester. But the crossbar says no. What a shot from Lisa Mizutani. Almost brought things level. Chance on the counter. Here's Yawa, all alone in space. Bad angle for Yawa. It's Birch who steps in the way, and she'll clear it out for a corner. Corner upcoming for Minnesota Aurora, excuse me. It's going to be Weichers to take. Taken short to Elizabeth Rapp. Rapp goes back outside. Lifts it high into the box. It'll take a bounce, and Ricardo Pacheco will head away. Finding Jada Brown. Brown through contact wins a throw-in. It's going to be Chelsea Brown to take. Up ahead looking for Reyna. Reyna's touch is poor. It'll go out of play. Another throw in for Rochester. Inside Jada Brown, who plays out to Birch. Up ahead, looking for Reyna again was Chelsea Brown. Here's DeGaines with a big header up. It'll fall to Brown. Brown will settle. Hard tackle there from Ariana Del Morel. Jada Brown will slowly get back up. It'll be a free kick for Rochester. One minute left in regulation. Rochester so close to an equalizer after Mizutani struck the bar. And what an unlikely equalizer that would have been. DeGaines still pushing her team up. She's going to push this one, hopefully to the back post is where she's looking. Driven deep, it's short to the front post instead. Header away only as far as Mizutani again. She'll play it back to Salas. Salas puts a shot on frame, but it's Groutman who collects. No time wasting from Groutman. She could have played that to her feet. Instead, she grabs right onto it, so she'll have to release here quickly. And does. It's only as far as DeGaines, who touches it down. Back to Salas for Rochester, who loses onto it. Yuwa, good pressure. 2-on-2 here for Aurora. Birch and Brown in defense. A shot from Yuwa over the bar. No touch from Emanak, so it'll be another goal kick as we enter extra time. Emanak will take the goal kick. She'll play it long, looking for DeGaines. It'll go over DeGaines' head, flicked on by Mizutani. Work back to Ariana Del Morel. Now a chance to drive for Aurora. Here's Del Morel. On the near side. Del Morel gets past Reyna. Gets past Brown, but it's DeGaines who clears away. How unlucky is that shot from Mizutani? Mizutani's played an incredible game from left back. Moved up to left midfield after a couple minutes of Melanie Ledoux being on. She went up and played left midfield and then had that shot, the curling left-footed shot that just touched the top of the bar. She was 2 or 3 yards back. That would have went bar down and in. Instead, it's heartbreak for Mizutani as we're into the 92nd minute. Cat Rapp plays this one up. Birch will play it off of Yawa, but Yawa will control, and Yawa gets past Birch with ease. She'll hold up, go to the corner, and look to run out the clock. It's off of Birch. It'll be a corner for Aurora. Going short is Aurora. They've got 3 numbers in the box, and they're holding on to it in the corner. It's Yawa shielding it with her body. And it's a throw-in for Rochester. So they do well to work out of it. Chance for a last-ditch effort here for the Loons. Worked up to Jada Brown. Brown's touch is poor. It'll go all the way back to Birch. Birch will play it off of Yawa. It'll go out of play for another throw-in. Throw in for Brown, looking for Mizutani, who flicks it on. Mizutani wins it on the near side. She's still going. She gets fouled. It'll be a free kick for Aurora. Played outside. Elizabeth Rapp back to Harris. Aurora just content to pass out of the back here. Keep running on the clock as we enter the 95th minute of play. And there it is. There's the final whistle. Your final score, 1-0. Minnesota Aurora come out victors in this one, but it's positive for Rochester. MN an incredible game at the back for Rochester. Alyssa Mizutani had her chance. She hit the crossbar. The University of St. Thomas player, so close to an equalizer and so close to the first goal in USL W League history for Rochester FC, but it's still goalless in Heartland Conference play for the Loons. They'll go again soon, will Rochester. The next time we'll see you here on the Rochester FC Network, it'll be on Wednesday night when the men's side will play host to Racine, Kenosha County, Third Coast. That one will be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. The next time the women's team will play, they're away at Bavarian United on June 9th, and then they'll follow that up with another away match in Wisconsin when they take on Green Bay Glory on June 11th. As for now, I've been Arnaud Pokerel joining you from RCTC Stadium. 1-0 your final score for Minnesota Aurora FC. Tiana Harris, the lone goal scorer. And that'll do it from Rochester. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and have a great rest of your Sunday and a great week. We'll see you on Wednesday night.